Hello and welcome. Tonight on the 25th of October, Jamaica Night 2020 is coming to you straight from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I am your host, Jean Peart. In keeping with Indigenous protocol and building respectful relationships between Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal peoples in Canada, I would like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the traditional, unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe people. Tonight is our 17th annual Jamaica Night in support of the outreach program between Riverside United Church and Providence Methodist Church in Kingston, Jamaica. The COVID-19 pandemic has made it impossible for us to meet in person, but it couldn't prevent us from finding an alternate way to get together. Tonight, we will be celebrating Jamaica with images, music, comedy, and food preparation, presented by performers and prominent personalities of Jamaican heritage. Thank you for taking the time to join us in this event, which we are calling Jamaica Night 2020 Goes Virtual. Let's start the evening off with a video by a talented storyteller and content creator from Jamaica, Jameson Daly. This too shall pass.
Jamaica, this too shall pass. It takes a certain type of person to call him or herself a Jamaican. It takes a special kind of tenacity. For many of the almost 3 million people living on this island, struggle has always been a part of the landscape, yet we have always moved forward and fought for positive change. This is an unspoken truth for all those who call Jamaica home. But we do live here because this is our home. Our home is not just a place we live. A home is our friends, our families, our lives. Home is a place we let ourselves love. And because of that, it will always be home. On this island, many of us at times can feel alone, forgotten, even forsaken. Some of us end up in a darker place, a place where we might make decisions we regret. Only you have lived your life and felt the pains you felt. You ask, how can anyone really relate to the decisions you have made? But I do believe in these times we all feel some of the same things. The fear, the uncertainty. We worry about our parents, our siblings, our children, our family and friends, the economy, the potential for civil unrest, the increased crime and violence that may follow. Harder times are likely to come, and trying to process that is a hard task in itself. However, this is also what we do know. This nation has survived so much. The majority of us are the descendants of slaves that found the strength to endure much pain, or had the opportunity to escape their shackles to become the warriors called the Maroons, who fought for their freedom and sovereignty and claimed it. Or maybe your ancestors were immigrants, searching for a new life despite all odds and fear of the unknown. Regardless of the history of how you came to be on this island, Jamaica became your home. We have lost an entire city to an earthquake and flood, robbing our nation of what was once considered at the time the richest and most secure city of the New World. Still, we moved forward. We have come through some of the worst economic collapses experienced by any Caribbean nation. Still, we moved forward. We have felt the disastrous power of some of the worst hurricanes that have decimated much of our infrastructure, environment, and wildlife. Yet, we are still here. We rebuilt and we moved forward. But not only are we here, but before this pandemic, there was so much hope in the air for our nation. Development and growth in every sector, emerging small businesses and entrepreneurship, sports, tourism was at an all-time high. Reggae music was experiencing a revival in a big way. Conscious thinking, spiritualism, activism were all aligned and everyday conversation. You could feel it, the economy, the people, the nation, all making strives for a better Jamaica for all. We are not ready to lose hope. We will not lose hope. Not for ourselves, but for everyone else around us, for everyone that we love. Because this is our home, and our home is worth fighting for. There are those on the front line taking the risks every day, keeping us safe, keeping us healthy, keeping us organized, keeping us in the know. We've seen many more of our people take a stand, rise to the occasion, and do what they can to make a difference in these trying times. Because in these trying times, moving forward as a nation means all of us working together, diligently and creatively, while thinking generously and honestly. These are not selfish acts. We do this not only because of duty, but because if not us, then who? This crisis does not discriminate. It affects everyone of all classes, colors, backgrounds, and professions. We are all in this together. You see, life consists of falls and failures. This is necessary for growth, so we can learn from our past, see the errors in our ways, pick ourselves up, and keep moving forward. Better, smarter, stronger. But realize this, the entire world has stumbled. Everyone, everywhere, all at once. We have all collectively as a human race fallen to our knees and placed hand upon ground that supports us. Realize as a world we are rising from this stumble, together. Einstein once said that imagination is a preview of what is to come. But we don't need much imagination to know why we keep moving forward, to see clearly the reality we all desire. This message is not really to inspire hope. I believe to be Jamaican, we are born and raised with hope ever burning in our hearts. It is how we've always survived and moved forward. Now, more than ever, we need to dig deep and summon that tenacity we all have. Prove to ourselves and the world that we deserve to call ourselves a nation of strong, proud, independent people and re-establish ourselves as the legends and inspirations Jamaicans have always been. If you agree, may my voice become yours.
How inspiring. This video was made with the support of the Musan Foundation in Jamaica. And I must thank Jameson for sharing his video with us. He has said that due to COVID-19, he felt that he had a responsibility to create content to remind us that Jamaicans are a strong and resilient people. Let us all remember that. This too shall pass. Now, I'll hand over to Reverend Paul Dillman, pastor of Riverside United Church in Ottawa, who is one of the creators of Jamaica Night. Paul?
Thank you, Jean. I am Paul Dillman, and I have the privilege of being the minister here at Riverside United Church. And I do want to take a moment to thank Jean for all that she has done to make this virtual event happen. As Jamaica Night has evolved, the support of the Jamaican community in Ottawa has been remarkable, including 4 members from that community who serve on Riverside's Jamaican Partnership Committee. Welcome to this 17th annual Jamaica Night. For the first 16 years, we have been able to be gathered physically here at the church, and each of those times I've begun the evening with a poll to see which of 3 categories persons fit into. In this virtual reality, I invite you to participate. Wave your hand and I will imagine seeing the responses. So the first category of persons is those who were born in Jamaica. The second category is those who have visited Jamaica. And the third category is those who would like to visit Jamaica. 5.5 years ago, I moved from category 3 to category 2. As a group of us from Riverside traveled to Kingston and spent a week receiving the hospitality of our partners at Providence Methodist Church. And in that time, we saw the work of the 2 outreach programs that we support and that we are raising money for through this virtual event. The first of those programs is the Mission House Basic School in Gordontown, a school for 3 to 5-year-olds in the community and surrounding area. It has been part of the education system of Jamaica that churches offer basic schools, this early childhood education program. And the second program that we support is the Home Nursing and Visitation program, which Marie Hackett began in Kingston almost 30 years ago, and that program continues to this day. We will hear more about these programs throughout this presentation. One of the blessings of Jamaica Night has been the support over the years from the Jamaican High Commissioner to Ottawa. The High Commissioner has often been present to bring greetings to the event from the Government of Jamaica. And this year we are pleased that Her Excellency Sharon Miller, who has recently arrived in Ottawa, is offering a word of greeting to this virtual event.
Pastor Paul Dillman, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I am pleased to be a part of this year's annual Jamaica Night festivities. While I would have preferred to participate for the first time in person, I am, as the rest of the world, conforming to the restrictions imposed by the COVID-19 pandemic. I take this opportunity to greet you, my fellow Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica, attending this very worthwhile event. One of the hallmarks of a resilient and proud people is the ability to confront challenges with the resolve to not only survive, but thrive. It is therefore a pleasure to see that the Riverside United Church in Ottawa has chosen to forge ahead with the program, notwithstanding the degree of dislocation caused by the coronavirus. As many the world over, you have been forced to innovate in carrying out your programs. While I no doubt that the wish tonight would have been to gather in one place, this medium undoubtedly provides the advantage of increased participation. It is truly noteworthy that for the past 16 years, this congregation, in partnership with Providence United Church in Kingston, has held this event to support the less fortunate. I commend your dedication in this regard and recognize that proceeds from this evening's event will be donated to the Home Visitation and Nursing program at Providence Church and the Mission House Basic School at Gordontown. This will no doubt contribute to improving the lives of some of the most vulnerable in the society. This kind of altruism highlights the important role of the church and demonstrates that her message of love is not restricted to the brothers and sisters in the pew. Staging this Jamaica Night function as a part of the National Heritage Week celebrations, which this year was done under the theme, Celebrating a Heritage of Resilience and Pride, speaks to your commitment and generosity, even in these trying times, to secure better conditions for the less fortunate. It is also a reflection of what truly defines the Jamaican spirit of resilience and showcases a proud heritage of being our brother's keeper. For many of us, this has been the most challenging year in our lives. Notwithstanding, I urge you to find some of the blessings that this year has brought to our lives. Coronavirus has been described as a form of shock treatment by the Creator to awaken man's mind. It should not be viewed as a full stop to life. Rather, it should be seen as a comma, which has invited man to pause, think, and reflect. As we continue to navigate 2020, let us be comforted by Philippians 4, verses 6 and 7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. In that regard, ladies and gentlemen, Let us enjoy this evening's festivities, knowing that our participation will have a positive impact on the lives of others, not as privileged as we are. Thank you.
Jamaica Night has been Riverside's primary fundraising event for our support of these programs. But this year, rather than ticket sales, we are trusting that those who are viewing this will be generous. Our goal is to raise $5,000. How can you donate? The first way is through our website, riversideunitedottawa.ca, and there's a donate button. And on that button, there's options, and select number 6, which is Jamaica Outreach, and the channel of this donations is through Canada Helps. The second way is through e-transfer to the church at ruc@rogers.com, and just in the memo indicate that it's for Jamaica. And the third way is to mail donations to Riverside United Church, 3191 Riverside Drive, Ottawa, K1V 8N8. And if you're viewing this from Jamaica, please send donations directly to Providence Methodist Church in Kingston. Thank you for your support. Enjoy this presentation and program.
We had no difficulty finding participants who were willing to be a part of tonight's program, but COVID-19 restrictions made it impossible for singers to get together with their musicians or groups to sing together, but fortunately, we were still able to put a program together, sometimes using previously recorded material. I must thank the participants for their contributions to our program. So now I'm putting out a challenge to you. Match their generosity by making a donation to the cause. Halloween is just around the corner, but I promise you, this is no trick. Tonight's program is going to be a treat. Next up is a video from the Jamaica 58 Independence Celebration with Faye Ellington and Orville Hall.
Because you come from mash it up. Anywhere you go, it have y'all and pull up. Listen, Mr. Cat, because him well dangerous.
I know stand up and see up, down, I rock to the beat. Jeremy and I try about him no really. He better make stumpy, teach him to step out.
You want breadfruit? Just tell me if you want breadfruit. You want breadfruit? Get you down to them called breadfruit. What you dance? Roast or fry. Get you down. Roast or
Yo, is it? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So we are coming with a force, yeah. Blessings we are reap and we coursing on full. Oh, in a rise and boast. Yeah, we give thanks.
So you just saw Orville Hall and myself doing some dance moves. And so what we want you to do is to participate in the Jamaica 58 Dance Time Machine. Just take it on with your friend them, video yourself, share it so that the JCDC and them the people can get it. How is that?
That dance segment was fun and brought back memories. We have always had dance styles to match our music. We must express our thanks to the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, JCDC, for the use of their Jamaica 58 video. If you say music and Jamaica, everyone thinks reggae. But jazz has always played an important role in Jamaica. Earlier this month, there was a virtual symposium in Jamaica celebrating Sonny Bradshaw, one of Jamaica's famous jazz musicians of international fame. Right here in Ottawa, we have our own accomplished international jazz singer. So, here is Diane White, accompanied by Miguel de Armas, bringing you a little bit of jazz, asking, what's to come? She will be followed by Lorna Townsend.
Where did this come from? A brief eclipse of what's to come. Spending some time alone with you has brought me out of solitude. Why don't you look into my eyes? Please don't be shy. Just realize, knowing that when I'm here with you, you change my life a whole new hue. Follow me, take my hand, jump and we'll fly away, soar to the great unknown, sharing of our hearts where we learn to play. Here I lay with you, heart set to one inspiring new hue, making of hopes and wishes and dreams to see a life with you and me. Follow me, take my hand, jump and we'll fly away, soar into the great unknown, sharing of our hearts where we learn to play. Here I lay with you, heart set to one inspiring new hue, making of hopes and wishes and dreams to see a life with you and me. This is what's to come. Our heart beats through and starts to hum. I dream of you and me and life as one. No, this is what's to come. This is what's to come.
Hello everyone, my name is Lorna Townsend and I'm about to tell you a Brother Anansi story. For those of you who are not familiar with Brother Nancy, he is a spider but full of tricks. The story goes that there was a bad time in Jamaica, bad hurricane, blow down everything, all the fruit trees, so there was nothing to eat and all the zinc blow off the house tops and it was just a hard time. So Brother Nancy came to his mother and said, Mama, I don't know what to do. I tried this, I tried that, nothing working. And I just getting worried, Mama, because it look like it come to this, Mama, that I'm going to have to go out and look work. That's what bother me. So Mother Nancy said, don't worry, my son, don't worry. It's hard for everybody and there's not much work. So I don't think any work is there for you, so don't worry. That's what Brother Nancy wanted to hear him. Just cheer up now and him say, but you know, I was thinking, we can go and live up in a Brother John Crow tree. We can build a little hut up there with the cool breeze and the shade. So what him do? Him say, when night come, we can walk from house to house, from yard to yard and pick up nail, pick up zinc, and I will build a nice little hut right up in the tree. So night come down and them go and them pick up the nail and them pick up the zinc and them find a long piece of rope and everything and a big piece of stick and them go up and them build the hut and everything. He said, Mama, when morning come, I'm going to go for a walk and anything I sing and say, you must do it. Morning come now and Brother Nancy go walk and him going down the road and he meet Brother Goat. And him say, morning Brother Goat, how is everything? And Brother Goat said, things not too good with him because him don't have no food to eat. So Brother Nancy with him tricks that say, oh, that's all right, man. I have plenty things up in my house, up in the tree. You can come up and me will share it with him. Brother Goat so happy him say, all right. He start to sing, Mama, Mama, drop down the rope. Mama, Mama, drop down the rope. So Mama drop the rope and him put Brother Goat for hold on. He sing, Mama, Mama, pull up the rope. And Mama pull up the rope, man. And Brother Goat up there and sing again. Mama, Mama, knock him in the head. And Mama knock him out, so knock him out cold, so now them have goat meat for eat. So Brother Nancy can't satisfy him, walk down the other side of the road. And he meet Brother Pig. And the same thing, find out from Brother Pig, and Brother Pig hungry, and he tell him, say, him have food, him can come and see it, and he sing the same song. You know the song already. She drop the rope, him hold on, she pull up the rope, and lick him in the head. So them have no goat meat and pig meat for eat, and he still not satisfied. Him go, and him still a walk and walk, till he meet up Brother Sheep. The same thing, brother. Ask Brother Sheep how him do. Brother Sheep tell him, say, things bad, him have nothing to eat. Him invite him say, come up, Brother Sheep, me have plenty things can share. He sing the song. You know the song already. She drop the rope, him hold on, she pull up the rope and she knock him in the head and knock him out. So now him have everything for eat. But Brother Nancy can't satisfy. Him still a walk and a look. But by this time, Brother Monkey was behind the tree watching and see everything going on. Him buck up Brother Monkey now. Him say, Brother Monkey, how you doing? Brother Monkey tell him, I'm not too bad, you know, not too bad. I don't have too much to eat, but I'm not too bad. So Brother Nancy, I try the same trick on him now. You know, him say, come up, man, I have enough food. I have plenty of food can share with you. So Brother Monkey say, all right, and him do the same thing with the song, and Mama pull up the rope. Brother Monkey hold on at the bottom. Brother Nancy say, I will go first. Brother Nancy go up the rope with him, look. He see, say, Brother Monkey, don't come up with him. So Brother Nancy come back down, man, and him say, Brother Monkey, why you never come up? So Brother Monkey say, I see what you doing, Brother Goat, and Sheep, and Brother Pig, and you sing, mama, pull up the rope. So you know what? I'm not coming up with you. Brother Nancy get mad and look on him and say, I'm going to put a curse on you from now on and every day the rest of your life. You're going to have to mock people. That's why you hear them say, monkey see, monkey do. Is Brother Nancy make it? Aye, aye, aye.
Storytelling, music, and humor go hand in hand with being Jamaican. And Nancy's stories, like Lorna just told us, and Duppy's stories were part of growing up in Jamaica. For those of you who do not know what a Duppy is, it is a ghost. Remember this, since you will hear it again later tonight in the program. Another word that may be new to you is obia, which is like witchcraft. Talk about talent in Ottawa. Lorna Townsend and Faye Jarrett wrote and directed a very successful production called Sammy Dead, based on the Jamaican song. The production poked fun at the culture surrounding death and funerals. No disrespect intended. We are including some clips from the show. Caribbean Voices and Newewe 2 members form the cast. We're pleased that they are sharing the fun of this Sammy Dead production with us. And I'm going to throw a challenge out there to you. I challenge you to see how many times you can spot Lorna in performances before the night ends.
Is a very fine place, but oh, be a down there. Gilbert Rock is a very fine place, but oh, be a down there. Oh, be a down there, oh, be a down there. Oh, be a down there, oh, be a down there. Oh, be a down there, oh, be a down there. Oh, be a down there, down there. Gilbert Rock is a very fine place, but oh, be a down there. Gilbert Rock is a very fine place, but oh, be a down there. Oh, be a down there, oh, be a down there. Oh, be a down there, oh, be a down there. Oh, be a down there, oh, be a down there. Oh, be a down there, oh, be a down there. Start it there, sister. Start it. There is a meeting here tonight. Come along, there is a meeting here tonight. Come on and all and gather round. There is a meeting here tonight. There is a meeting here tonight. Come along. There is a meeting here tonight.
me come here, me no get no white rum. From me come here, me no get no white rum. We are gonna mash up the whole song to it. We are gonna mash up the whole song to it. We never mash up the whole song to it.
Me know say, Duppy can talk, them can walk, and them can do everything. Yes. You ever hear Duppy talk? No, me boy. You ever hear Duppy talk then? Yes, me boy. Well, I said Duppy talk. Yes, me boy. I said Duppy talk. Yes, me boy. You ever see Duppy walk? No, me boy. You ever see Duppy walk then? Yes, me boy. Yes, me boy. I said Duppy one. Yes, me boy. You ever hear Duppy laugh? No, me boy. You ever hear Duppy laugh then? Yes, me boy. So he laugh and cough. Yes, me boy. So he cough and sneeze. Yes, me boy. So he sneeze and squeeze. Yes, me boy. So he squeeze and yes, me boy. No, me boy. Yes, me boy. Yes, me boy. Yes, me boy. Yes, me boy.
Steve Higgins is a well-traveled singer. But a couple of years ago, we tried to lure him to participate in Jamaica Night in Ottawa, but it didn't happen. The advantage of going virtual is that it has made it possible. Steve directed the choir at Providence Methodist Church in Jamaica while Marie Hackett was still in Jamaica, and before he relocated to South Florida. So he's connected to both Ottawa and Kingston. We're happy to have him participating tonight. His song is Lionheart from an unforgettable pantomime, Queen's Daughter. It will be followed by a conversation between Reverend Dillman and Miss Marie Hackett. So, take it away, Steve.
Feel me love, have lion heart. Feel me love, have lion heart. Strong and everlasting, only for you. Feel me love will never done. Feel me love will never done. Shining like the sunshine, only for you.
part and never meet again, though we part and never meet again, strong and everlasting, only for you. Feel me love of lion heart, feel me love of lion heart, strong and everlasting, only for you. Feel me love have never done, feel me love will never done, shining like the sunshine, only for you. Sing with me now. Feel me love have lion heart, feel me love have lion heart, strong and everlasting, only for you. Feel me love have lion heart, feel me love have lion heart, strong and everlasting, only for you. Feel me love will never done, feel me love will never done, shining like the sunshine, only for you. If we part and never meet again, never meet again, we never meet again, so strong and ever, only for you. So strong and ever, only for you.
Greetings and welcome to Riverside United Church. I'm Paul Dillman, the minister here, and I'm glad today to have a chance to have a conversation with Marie Hackett on the occasion of this Jamaica Night as it goes virtual. And Marie Hackett is the inspiration and leading force behind this partnership that we have with Jamaica. And so want to have a chance to ask her a little bit about how this has all come about. So welcome, Marie, and what took you to Jamaica?
Well, I went to Jamaica in 1990 under CUSO to work for 2 years as a nurse in the Conzie Walters Cancer Hospice in Kingston. And I stayed there for the 2 years assignment. And while I was there, I became a member of Providence Church. Providence Methodist Church.
And you stayed in Jamaica longer than 2 years. So how did that all come about?
Well, almost immediately I became a member of Providence. And after I was there for a while, Dr. Terrence Rose, was the minister. And he told me that the church had long wished to have a visiting nursing program and had never been able to get it started. They couldn't get the funding. So I decided to stay on after my 2 years was up at the hospice. I decided to stay on and see if I could help to get this started.
And how long did you end up staying in Jamaica?
How long did I stay?
Yes.
Until 2003. But first of all, we worked very hard. Dr. Terrence Rose, he really was a guide and a big help all through it. And he and I set up committees to set up a budget. And we set up a committee of nurses, registered nurses, and volunteer visitors. And they worked very hard over the years. And we established the Home Visitation and Nursing program.
So if I'm doing my math, that means you were 11 more years doing the nursing program. And so what are some of your memories or favorite story from that time in terms of the effect that that program had for people?
One of the biggest needs of people over the years was the obtaining of prescription medications. And so the nursing program was always helping with this. This was one of their biggest expenses. And we worked hard at this. But my favorite story, I think, favorite memory, we were holding a clinic in a small community in the hills, high up in the hills near Kingston. And we had a team from the United States there, including doctors and nurses. A mother brought a baby in, and right away, the doctor realized that baby was really ill. High temperature, unresponsive, not taking anything in. And so we drove that baby and mother down the hills into Kingston and into the Kingston Children's Hospital. The baby lived, and a few years later, I was in the community again and saw this child running around, happy and healthy, playing with his friends.
Wonderful.
Once in a while, you know, it's a lot of hard work. It was a lot of hard work. But every once in a while, you get a shot in the arm, you know.
Yeah. So you came back to Canada, that'd be 17 years ago, and this partnership with Riverside United Church in Ottawa blossomed. And can you say a little bit about how that's happened and some of the what's been able to be accomplished between the two congregations?
I came back in 2003, and Paul, you came the same summer to Riverside.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hoping to raise funds here for the nursing program in Jamaica, Providence. And because of your enthusiasm and energy, I think, you know, it got off the ground. And we had our first Jamaica Night in 2004, which was quite a success. And we've had them ever since. I think that the program, the partnership has developed over the years, and the two churches have communicated pretty well. The Providence Church sends regular reports, the school sends regular reports. And, excuse me, the two churches have gotten to know each other pretty well. I believe that, you know, when we get to know people in other cultures, truly know them, it's a way to peace and understanding.
Yeah, and I mean, I think one of the other, by doing these, this is the 17th annual Jamaica Night, and I think one of the real side effects, maybe something we didn't imagine any of this when we had the idea for the first one, that it would last this long and go this long. But the thing that I really cherish about how it's evolved is how we've formed a kind of a partnership with the Jamaican community here in Ottawa, and their support and their leadership now in making Jamaica Night happen. It was kind of one of those things that it's just been a wonderful benefit to what we've been doing. I think two highlights in terms of the partnership. One was 5.5 years ago, when 5 of us went down from the congregation and spent a week in Jamaica, and that was just a good chance to get to know folks. And then the more recent highlight was this past week, when we had a Zoom worship gathering together and had communion together, which was a wonderful opportunity that this being in a virtual world enabled to happen. And so there has been a strengthening of connection between the two congregations.
And I feel it's been a blessing to Riverside as well as Providence, you know.
Yes, yeah.
A real benefit.
Yeah. So I really can't, and we've tried to thank you enough for your leadership and your inspiration for all of this. There's a hymn that we sometimes sing that says, "Go make a difference." You've made a difference, and we thank you for that. And one of the stories that I just want to kind of end with is when we were in Jamaica, we were in a grocery store, and I don't remember why we were in the grocery store other than buying groceries probably, but as we were leaving the grocery store, one of the grocery clerks, a young man, came up to you and said, "I know you, I remember you, you helped my grandmother." And that was just such a inspirational thing for those of us that witnessed that, because it showed the influence and memory and effect that you had for individuals in Jamaica. And so thank you, Marie, for making a difference.
Thank you.
So, Marie, should give you the final word. Do you have any final words to offer?
Well, as I was saying, I'll be forever grateful for the opportunity of and the experience of living and working in Jamaica. It was life-changing in so many ways. Thank you.
Okay, thank you again.
One tradition we have had at Jamaica Night is a section featuring Louise Bennett's work. Last year, our guest speaker was her son, Fabian Coverley. Tanya Hernandez, also known as Miss Tanya Lou, is always promoting the legacy of Miss Lou through folk performances. She seems to channel Miss Lou, and she will appear more than once in the program. Another highlight of Jamaica Night is the food served at the end. Ginger beer, sorrel, patties, bun, jerk chicken, fruit, etc., which we will miss this year. However, we are about to feed you virtually, so sit back and enjoy your meal.
The Jamaica Food Alphabet by Miss Lou. A is for Aki Saltfish, best friend. B is for Bami, banana, bulla, and then C is for coconut, callaloo. D is for dumpling and docono. Hey! E is for egg, nourishing to eat. F is for fufu when you lose your teeth. G is for guava and gungo peas. H is for honey, come straight from the bees. I is for Indian cane, make you strong and well. J is for jackfruit, don't judge by the smell. K is for king fruit, big and juicy them grow. L is for locust, same thinking too. M is for mango, what a something sweet. N is for naseberry, smoothness can beat. O is for okra, it's slippery, me child. P is for plantain, roasted or boiled. Q is for Quentin, in food that charms. R is for rice and peas, Jamaica coat of arms. S is for susumba with saltfish and rice. T is for tangerine, every peg sweet and nice. U is for ugly orange, it nice you see. V is for vickle, that's food, bickle to me. W is for watermelon, that coolness me dear. X is for extra, that's finish here. Y is for yampy and also yam. Z is for Zuzu, that boy can yam. And me can tell you about pineapple, rose apple, and Ethiopian, sweet sap, sour sap, rundown and patty. And when you don't hear how Jamaica food sweet, just lick your finger and get ready to eat. Aye, aye, aye. What good from Miss Tanya Lou of Canada.
Well, good day. Here am I again to give you a demonstration on Jamaican archery. Olive oil, which is about 1/2 of a cup, and then we have 1/4 of a cup butter cooking. Now you want to make sure that you have this melted, not caramelized, but just melted enough to saute. Now you have your onions, and we have celery. Slowly saute these together, our green onions. We have our garlic, which is again very highly flavored. So these are the ones that you will be putting in first to really extract the flavor from them. And then you have your shallots, which again is a very high flavored. Add your Scotch bonnet pepper. The Scotch bonnet pepper is very hot as I said before, and you must now blend that in, and you want to taste that to make sure that it's not overpowered by the pepper. You taste that to make sure that the pepper is at the power we'd like to have it. Now that's okay. We have our red peppers, green peppers, yellow peppers, and these are all choices that you can make. If you're not a person who really likes pepper, you can exempt them. Now your fresh thyme, you want to add that in, and you'll be blending all these together. And then finally the tomatoes. Now you're going to taste this again before you add the fish to make sure that your pepper and your flavors are all intact. Again, perfect. So at this point, you notice I have not put any salt in here because our fish should have had enough salt in it already. From your cooking the fish, you want to make sure that you leave a percentage of the salt in the fish when you're soaking it overnight, and make sure that you leave at least 15 to 20% of the salt based on your needs or your likeness. So you blend that in with the concoction here that you put here, and while you do that, you can still use your spoon or your cooking utensil to make this crush them a bit smaller. This is the codfish concoction before the ackee is added. Now, if you're into a lot of fish, you can still add a bit more, like you said before. Once you boil the fish, you crush it in the bag like this. It's a small pieces. If you don't have the bag, you can use a pair of gloves or you can just use a knife and chop it on your board. So this is the codfish again. So blend that in here. Again, you will taste this for its pepper content. Now that the fish is added and it has a bit of liquid in it, it could reduce the taste or reduce the pepper strength. So you want to then taste for pepper before you add any more pepper. So this now you'll taste again for pepper and salt. I feel like the salt is great, but we could take a bit more pepper. So here we have the ground black pepper that we would add. Just sprinkle that over. And again, you blend this in as your codfish is being prepared. And this is where you would blend these two together. You take the ackee and a layer of ackee and a layer of salted cod, a layer of ackee, and you do that continuously throughout until you have your final dish ready. Now this is done codfish and ackee right there. That is prepared. This is it. And complement that with Jamaican plantain, yeah, sweet potato, and we have, of course, some Jamaican fried dumplings, which you can use to complement the codfish and ackee. This is something that is done throughout the country every day because it's part of our national dish. It is. Okay, now we have boiled the fish and we have combined all our chopped vegetables as I've shown you on the other video. And now this is the finished product after the ackee is being combined with some of the vegetables. Now, in making codfish and ackee, there are many choices. You can do just a codfish and ackee as a meal, and you can do it for different appetizing items. I hope that you'll gather something from this and be able to use some of these ideas in your own kitchen. And I wish you all the best. So take care and have a wonderful evening as you celebrate Jamaica and listen to the good thing that Mrs. Hackett has been doing in Jamaica for so many years. We are greatly appreciative of her effort to continue to support the needs of some of our Jamaicans who are depending upon her support. And this is a wonderful program, and hope that we all can continue to support it many years to come.
belly full. Really, really full. Miss Lou's food alphabet was a real nice lead-in to Elisha Campbell, also known as Lukey. We all call him Lukey Campbell, with his ackee and saltfish. In 1973, Lukey opened the first Caribbean restaurant in Ottawa, and he has received several awards in recognition of his skills. On top of all that, he is very active in various community activities. To finish off with dessert, we had 2 pieces from Caribbean Voices, which were recorded at earlier Jamaica Nights. So we really had a whole meal. Next up is Faye Ellington, who needs absolutely no introduction. Her history in Jamaica as a voice artist, actress, lecturer, and TV personality is very well known. Her COVID Chronicles inspired us, and she was the first person we approached about our virtual Jamaica Night. Her positive response gave momentum to the project, and I must admit, was very useful for some name dropping while we sought more participants. So, Kaya Taggart, a young Ottawa singer, songwriter, will lead us in to Faye's contribution.
Like an aster in the dirt, I waited to emerge. On this earth, life leads us with its scourge. When the lilacs bloomed, my world 22 big full vines all up in her vein. I'm not suffocated by incubation, for it's suffocation, but beautiful dies around my neck. Patience, patience. Late bloomer, take your time, move through the black and white, through your color garden. There's so much more than your sins and pardons. Late bloomer, late bloomer.
See, me sit down under the sweet sap tree. Yes, pick one about 3 days ago. Nice. But it's not about sweet sap. It's about the Riverside United Church in Ottawa. Every October you have your big celebration and you have a fantastic time. Well, you can't do it the way you used to do it, so you have to do it virtually. I am Faye Ellington, and I've been asked to help you celebrate your special October event. So I'm going to be reading a poem written by Easton Lee, Father Easton Lee. I think you will love this one. It's called Married Story. 27 years living, loving, sharing together, and 5 children later. Miss Cass, a sedate, quiet lady, live with Master Josh, the butcher. And him know that him have one of the finest woman, who was his best friend and him helpmate. Every Friday and Saturday, dressed in our stiff starch bandana tie head and dainty apron to match over our fresh floral skirt, she was in the butcher shop, head and head, helping Master Josh. So he married her in a pretty wedding at the Anglican Church one Wednesday in June, the year the war ended. Big, nice wedding. Plenty satin and lace, organdy and voile. Her 2 granddaughters proudly holding up the veil, stepping wide to avoid the train. Master Josh, sporting a big smile on his washed and powdered face, was the happiest man alive. Sunday turned, thanks, another nice day. The couple looked fresh as ever. Miss Cass in a pretty blue dress with pink and white flowers. Hat to match, shoes too. Master Josh in a nice blue suit, a nice pair of English leather boot, and a felt hat of velour grey that him sister bring from England. Next Friday, bright and early, Miss Cass was on her way to take her place as usual in the meat shop. But this was a different day. She was a different lady today. Don't you forget it. She was Mistress Josiah Parrish. Today, she leave the bandana, tie head, and the apron to match, and she was stepping in Master Josh English leather boot, him white butcher apron with the 2 deep pocket and the grey felt hat him sister bring from England. And when she walk, the left hand just left her side and a float out, swinging side to side, so all could see the white gold ring that make them know, woman and man, or mostly woman, that she was mistress. And don't forget it, lawfully married. All who doubt it, as if anyone did, look upon the hat, the boot, woo, the apron, and no wash over, the real thing, the rotted gold ring. That is the story, the marriage story. I don't know if you remember turn thanks, but do you know, did you know or do you remember that Wednesdays used to be the traditional day for weddings in Jamaica? Yeah, Wednesdays. And then on the Sunday, you go to church to give turn thanks, to do turn thanks. That is to turn thanks, to give thanks. That is how it used to be, Remember when they used to get all of the croton and the palm and set up the archway at the yard, and then you have the cake, and you have them bid to on the cake, like them would say, 2 and 6 for unveil. That's what it's, no man, 5 shilling. And that went on, and the money collected was given to the wife for them to start off life. Those were the days. Well, have a wonderful celebration. I'm happy that I could participate. This is Faye Ellington. Walk good and tell them what I want to do. I mean, I left out my bandana. I don't care where Miss Cass want to do. I wear for me.
Steve Higgins will join us again with Or Blue Mountain, followed by the return of Miss Tanya Lou.
This bright angel song to you, and all mankind comes peace today. O'er our blue mountain where clouds glide with grace along, sorrow from all mankind shall go. Oh, come ye that labor, come ye heavy laden, to you and all mankind comes peace today. Sweet song of Lord, to you and all mankind comes peace today. For love shall conquer all fear that each heart may hold. Sorrow from all mankind shall go away. Oh, come ye that today. For our blue mountain goes forth now our hopeful song to near and far away. We send our voice to all proclaiming that all to all good belong. Boldly all kindred may accept. Rejoice, oh come ye that labor, come ye heavy laden. To you and all mankind comes peace today. To you and all mankind comes peace today.
Greetings, everyone there in Ottawa, my friend them at the Riverside United Church. Yes, and Providence Methodist Church there in Jamaica. Uno come in partnership tonight to have this Jamaica Virtual Night project for raise funds for the Mission House Basic School there in Gantown, and the Nursing and Visitation program there at Providence Methodist Church. You know, so we used to go Providence Primary when we were little bit a girl. Yeah, man, right next to Providence Church. Uno doing a good thing. And me ask everybody to put every little mickle them have, because them say every mickle make a buckle. I mean, no say COVID is going on and all kind of altar claps and prepare rumpum, jig and palampam. But we all can come together, right? And work to make sure that everybody get taken care of. Yes, my dear. My dear, me just a think about old time Jamaica. Yes, my darling, me a reminisce. And me a go down memory lane and remember Miss Lou and Ring Ding with Marjorie. You know, remember? Yeah, man, used to watch Ring Ding. Pennsylvania black and white TV, and me did even go a Ring Ding and meet Miss Lou Locks, my child, and she would come on the program and she would say Ring Ding, and the children would say Ring Ding, and Miss Lou would say concert time, and this is the song she would sing. You want to sing with me? There's a concert here for you and me. There's a concert here today. There's a concert here for all of we. There's a concert here today. Come along, there's a concert here today. Come along, there's a concert here today. So take your seat and pause your best. There's a concert here today. Bam, bam. Yes, my dear child. Miss Lou, she teach the children the same thing that belong to them. All the stories and songs and games, right? And dances and poems of the nice culture. Yeah, man, we Jamaica, we little but we Talawa, you know. And we people, we not forget we culture. But yes, Miss Lou on her Ring Ding, she would do games and she would do songs, and some of these games I'm going to play with you today. Yes. Would you remember? If you don't remember this one, sing it with, or say it with me. Children, yes, mama. Where have you been to grandpapa? What did he give you? Bread and cheese. Where's my chair? Up in the air. How can I reach it? Climb on a broken chair. Suppose I fall. I do not care. Remember that one? Remember? Popsicle in the shell. Popsicle in the shell. Baby no walk. Baby no talk. Baby no eat with a knife and fork. Baby no walk. Baby no talk. Baby no eat with a knife and fork. Popsicle in that shell. Popsicle in that shell. Yeah, man, and I remember Emmanuel Road. Yeah, man, that game where the children mimic the men in the quarry and then we sit down in a circle with stones and pass them around. And each round them go round quick and the aim was not to mash them finger. Remember that one? Go down Emmanuel Road, y'all and boys, we go broke rocks stone. Go down Emmanuel Road, y'all and boys, we go broke rocks stone. Broke them one by one, y'all and boy, broke them 2 by 2. Y'all and boy, broke them 3 by 3. Y'all and boy, remember I play me the bay. Y'all and boy, finger mash no cry. Y'all and boy, remember I play me the play. Go down Emmanuel Road, y'all and boy, we go broke rocks stone. Go down Emmanuel Road, y'all and boy, we go broke rocks stone. Yeah, man, those were memories. Lord, my child, me also remember how she would do riddles. Riddle me this, riddle me that. Guess me this riddle and perhaps not. 4 foot under 4 foot, I wait for 4 foot. 4 foot under 4 foot, I wait for 4 foot. You don't know what it is? Eh? You don't give up? Puss on that table, I wait for rat. Hey! We like that one there. And how about this? Hella top, hella bottom, and hallelujah in the middle. You know that one there? Sweet potato pudding pan coal. You remember the zinc over it with the coal pan top? Yeah, man. And it just keep there for about 5 hours. And when it finish, nobody sweet potato pudding can taste like fairy one. Yes, my child. Me also remember how we give directions in Jamaica. In Canada here, you know. They would say go north up the 401. Me no know north, south, east and west. Tell me left and right. Right? But for Jamaican, we people, we colorful when we give direction. We would say, go straight up the road down the cotton tree near Miss Dassa house. And as you go around there, you just turn a right corner. Turn a right corner and not go the first left because you will last. So just go around on the right. And when you go around there, it's dark and you might see one maga dog. Just walk past it and just go and look up and you see one clock and the clock now work. But look up and then turn around and then you go about 10 steps and then you will reach a juicy beef patty. You hear me? Yeah, man.
Tonight we are celebrating Riverside United Church's partnership with Providence Methodist Church in Kingston. And the minister of Providence Methodist Church circuit for the past several years is my friend and colleague, the Reverend George Mulrain, who will now offer some words of greeting. And that will be followed by some words from the nurse of the Home Visitation and Nursing program, Althea Townsend.
This is my island in the sun, where my people have toiled since time began. I may sail on many a sea, her shores will always be home to me. O island in the sun, willed to me by my father's hand, all my days I will sing in praise of your forests, waters, your shining sand. Hello Canada, this is Jamaica calling. Greetings to you at Riverside United Church. I am George Mulrain, the Superintendent Minister of the Providence Circuit in the Kingston area, a circuit of 5 congregations. You, my dear friends at Riverside, have been associated with the work of mission that we have been trying to do for a few years. You have been associated with it through the instrumentality of dear Sister Marie Hackett and your present minister, the Reverend Paul Dillman. We here are very grateful for your continuing involvement, for your partnership with us as we seek to minister, particularly in two spheres. I'm thinking of the nursing sphere and the education sphere. You are involved in the nursing program at Providence. We will be hearing shortly from Althea Townsend, the nurse. And then you are involved in the work, the educational work at Gordon Town through the Mission House Basic School. We know that you are pleased to contribute to this ongoing work of mission, about which we are pleased. We are enthusiastic about the work that we can do in the name of Jesus Christ. This year, the Jamaica Night is an event with a difference, because with the pandemic, it has meant that you are doing it virtually. We have ourselves been affected by the pandemic, like everybody else across the world. Our services of worship continue in the 5 congregations, albeit with a reduced numbers. But there are 2 of our congregations who, in order to facilitate persons who cannot physically be at worship, they organize online services. The Providence congregation and the Gordon Town congregation, these 2 have online services taking place. This Jamaica Night, then, I understand there are exciting things in store for you, and I do hope and pray that it will be a memorable event, an enjoyable occasion, and that we will continue, as we have been doing, to work in conjunction with each other, that we will continue this wonderful partnership that has been established. And my prayer is that you and I, Riverside and Providence, will be able, right where we are, to contribute to the ongoing work of mission, the mission to which God has called us, and that the name of Jesus Christ will be proclaimed to all the nations. God bless you as you celebrate Jamaica Night 2020. Friends, this is Sister Althea Townsend, who is the nurse here at Providence at the clinic where you assist. And now she's going to take off her mask, because you know, with the situation with the pandemic, she has to ensure when she visits people, she has her shield and her mask. So, Sister Althea, you can take your shield and mask off, and then I'm going to ask you to say something about what has happened to the nursing program since the pandemic. Yes, well, this is what life is all about with the corona. Yes, Sister Althea, welcome. And you are really talking to some friends in the United Church of Canada. Yes, and they are wanting to know what is happening because of the pandemic with the nursing program.
Well, the pandemic that is affecting us with the corona, it does not limit me of such, because I still do my visiting. I make sure I follow the protocol by wearing my mask, my gloves, my face shields, and most of all, my patients, they call me to come. So I go, even though sometimes I feel timid, but I do go. I walk with my sanitizer and I spray. I also wear my shield, and I do their vitals, and I do their blood sugar, and I don't stay long. I pray with them, and then I leave, and I encourage them, but they call me time, and sometimes they even call me on my day off, and I would tell them I would come in like the next day they want their blood pressure to be done. Sometimes they want to talk to me and say, nurse, so and so and so, and they talk to me. So Mrs. Ackett and members of Riverside, that is my plan at the nursing program.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Althea. We are happy that you continue to make sure that people are cared for during this pandemic. God's blessing upon you. And thanks again.
You're welcome, Rev.
Every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds sit by my doorsteps, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true. Singing, this is our message to you. Baby, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. You don't worry, hey, about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright.
Hi, it's Paul Dillman again, and we are grateful to all those who have given their time and talent to offer such a wonderful display of Jamaican culture through this presentation. And we are grateful to those who will respond to our invitation to make a donation to support these 2 outreach programs, the Mission House Basic School and the Home Visitation and Nursing program. You are able to donate through the donate button on our church website, riversideunitedottawa.ca. You can e-transfer funds to ruc@rogers.com or mail donations to Riverside United Church, 3191 Riverside Drive, on Ottawa, Ontario, K1V8N8. Thank you for your generosity.
Kelly Lee Evans is an example of the resilience we spoke about earlier. The internationally acclaimed Juno Award-winning singer-songwriter was struck by lightning in her kitchen while washing dishes. And 2 years later, she suffered a concussion. But she is back. And she's singing a song appropriately called Unbreakable.
I gave my time, I gave my heart, gave my heart. I gave my mind, won't give the spark, 'cause I'm not cold, still bold. I love her from the side, still there, still care. I'm aware of the heart, unbreakable.
name is Kelly Lee Evans, and it's such an honor to be here for Jamaica Night. Thank you so much for donating your time and your resources to this amazing cause. Take care.
Poet, speaker, entrepreneur, Dwayne Morgan is a two-time Canadian National Poetry Slam champion, the author of 13 books, 9 albums, and an inductee to the Scarborough, Ontario Walk of Fame. You will enjoy his thought-provoking pieces.
Good evening, and big up to all of the Jamaicans out there, all of the people who are locked on right now, who are lovers of Jamaica, Jamaicans, Jamaican culture. I am spoken word artist Dwayne Morgan, representing all the way from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It is a great pleasure to be with you this evening. I hope you enjoy these 2 poems that I have selected to share with you. The other day I met this girl and her name was Jamaica. From our first laid eyes, thank God for the day he made her. She was sweet like sugar cane with a Coca-Cola bottle shape and skin cool like the island from where she came. She had palm tree hair that shined back with the sun. Her smile made me say cheese. Her cheeks were brown like Easter bun. Jamaica had a body that was cocked like a handgun. She had the kind of body that all the other brothers ran from, but not me. She was sweet like greater cake in a world bitter like bush tea. Coconut complexion with 2 ripe mangoes above her navel, below a waistline fine as a vine or cable. She had smooth legs with no scales like fresh fish, fried plantain fingers, ackee yellow at the tips. Mine she hold, yo, she have crazy glue. That was the word on the street from the boys in my crew, cause Jamaica had 2 roast breadfruits pushing out the back of her pants that made the man them turn fool like they were in an obia trance. And the way how her pepper was hot, enough man had to use protection, cause nowadays enough pepper spoiling or causing bad infections. She had boiled banana feet with no roasted corns, just a sweet flower that the bees love to swarm. And since we met, thoughts of her keep me warm. And when I start to feel down or a bit under the weather, I just think about Jamaica and everything gets better. All right, one love. So as I said, my name is Dwayne Morgan. Find me online, Dwayne_Morgan, Twitter, Instagram, Dwayne Morgan on Facebook, all that good stuff. Definitely link up and find out about what I have been up to. I'm going to do this last poem and then turn things back over to our host for tonight. January 1974. 2 immigrants huddled, shielding themselves from the Canadian cold, rubbing their bodies together like sticks in the hands of Boy Scouts, trying to recreate the Jamaican heat they had known well but had left behind. Paradise was now just a memory, tucked into that space behind the eyes, replaced by a reality of snow as they skated on thin ice, as they tried to find this new life they had been promised and heard so much about. Nights of heat-seeking planted a bun in the oven. By the 3rd trimester, an engagement ring came as they counted down to month number 9. Each October morning was greeted with a case of nerves as they anticipated whether or not this would be the day. 2 weeks came and passed. On a Monday, they congregated with potential grandparents to eat, talk, laugh, and give thanks to the Savior. Later that night, what might have been gas turned out to be labor. Relatively painless, 2 hours later, the 2 who had given up their son were given a new one, their first. Born on a Tuesday, I was the immigrant's dream. My mom was a hot girl in the 70s, but having me made her lukewarm as she stretched from a size 7 to a 14 to accommodate my potential. So I always try to live up to it. Humbled by the sacrifices made by 21-year-old kids, I am the immigrant's dream, cut from the same cloth, just another part of the quilt, so everything that I build is built on their backs. I take no steps forward without looking back. I keep my past in my present and my lineage in perspective so that regret will never be a part of our family's existence. No second guessing whether or not a better life ever existed. For as long as I continue bearing my soul through my creativity and my writing, there'll be no need for them to yearn for the heat from the Jamaican sun, because I am their dream, and when they look at me, I want them to see that their sun is still shining. Give thanks. Thank you so much for having me, for inviting me to be here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting this great cause. Once again, my name is Dwayne Morgan. Back over to y'all. Enjoy the rest of the program.
Ralston Taylor, also known as Sligo Nebula, a popular Ottawa DJ, will liven things up a bit, leading into more from Miss Tanya Lou.
Hi, my name is Sligo, and I'm very pleased to be participating in an event like this. Please remember to support. Where were you, baby? I said, where were you? I'd like to know, where were you on a wedding day? I got bad news that you went away. Where were you, little girl, I say? Where were you on a wedding day? Whoa, give me back my ring. Whoa, whoa, ain't gonna let you keep that thing. Oh no. So where were you when I said I do? Everybody laughing, my in-laws too. Where were you, little girl, I say? Where were you on a wedding day? Whoa, whoa, give me back my ring. Whoa, whoa, ain't gonna let you keep that thing. Whoa, no. So where were you when I searched the town? I turned the whole neighborhood upside down. Where were you, little girl, I say? Where were you on a wedding day? Whoa, give me back my ring. Whoa, whoa, I ain't gonna let you keep that thing. Whoa, no. I'd like to know, where were you, little girl? I am home. Whoa, give me back my ring. Whoa, whoa, ain't gonna let you keep that thing. Oh no. So where were you on a wedding day? I've got bad news that you went away. Where were you, little girl, I say? Where were you on a wedding day? Whoa, give me back my ring. Whoa, whoa, I ain't gonna let you keep that thing. Oh no. So where were you when I say that? Everybody laughing, my in-laws too. Where were you when I searched the town? I turned the whole neighborhood upside down. Whoa, give me back my ring. Whoa, whoa, 'cause I ain't gonna let you keep that thing. Oh no. Where were you, little girl? Where were you? Why won't you tell me now? Where were you, little girl? Just I wanna know. I tell you, whoa, give me back my ring. I want my ring back. Whoa, ain't gonna let you keep that thing. No. Where were you, baby? Where were you? You got to tell me, where were you? Don't forget to support. And I want to say big thank you. Thank you very much.
Child, memories of old time Jamaica like the corners of my mind. You know what I remember? Festival time. Yeah, man, everybody dress up, puss back foot. Yeah, man, and the festival song them a play. I need a big heel booty and a barefoot pants. We go jump this year festival. I need a suede booty and a calico shirt. We go jump this year festival. And remember, 1975, think him named Freddie McKay did sing that song there. Yeah, man. But anybody remember festival, the first festival song in 1967 by the Jamaicans? Who no remember it? Boom, boom. Ba ba boom 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 festival. And you remember that one there? And then right after that now was 1968, man, with Desmond Decker and the Aces. Yeah, man, having a party. I hope you are hearty. We're having a party. I hope we are hearty. Listen to me, children. Bam ba ba boo bam 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 ba lui. Bam ba ba boo bam bam. Intensify. That one then I see. Then epic Toots and the Metal coming 1969. Shaman. Tootsie Bert, God rest him soul. Me sorry for see him go, but me know him a sing plenty song up there in heaven. Yeah, man. But remember him sang in 1969, man. 80 in the room a cry. Mama says she must wipe her eye. Papa says she not fi foolish like she never been to school at all. It is a wonder. It's a perfect wonder. While they were dancing in that ballroom last night. Hey, hey, what epic song that, you know? Me say, that song they always play festival time. Boy, the nice man, and we used to go down a parade there, stadium and go watch all the float them. Yeah, man, it's a salubrious susuflastic occasion. Yes, festival, Lord. You know, me live here in Canada for so long. Me tell you, say, me love me Jamaican people as much as me love me Canadian people them too. But me have to say me Jamaican people them have just holy past spice and them sense of humor. Boy, what a way Jamaica have sense of humor, eh? Lord, me I tell you. Me said nicknames in Jamaica. Uno remember that? Nickname? The way you look, then me give one nickname. So, for me cousin have big eye. Yeah, me have big eye too. You know, then call my cousin Bulby. Yeah, man. And if you're short, then call you Shorty. All my friend, nice dark skin, them I call him Blacker. Yeah. But I bet uno couldn't tell me what them call my cousin where one hand shorter than the other. I bet you couldn't tell me. Clock. We Jamaicans, we not easy enough. Lord, me dear, let me tell you. Listen, remember now, no matter where you are, Jamaica is always we sweet home. You know, cook up your fat in your new jester pot, but no throw away your old bun pan. Yes, so me have to go soon, but you know how Miss Lou always end. She always tell you, feel walk good.
Sammy Dead was such a success that there was a sequel called Who Says Sammy Dead? It is still an open question. But in the meantime, Caribbean Voices and Niwewe 2 will entertain you with another excerpt from Sammy Dead. It's the Holy Ghost medley.
Somebody so that catch a fire, burn them with the Holy Ghost. He said, burn them with the Holy Ghost.
a song from when I was a child. And I must admit that was a very long time ago. That said, look for the silver lining whenever a cloud appears in the blue. Remember, somewhere the sun is shining, and so the right thing to do is make it shine for you. Well, the silver lining to COVID-19 restrictions is that we have worked to find new ways to cope. As we near the end of our program, I must say, thanks to the participants who gave freely of their time and talents, to the committee that made this happen, and most of all, to you who took the time to join us. Someone raised the question, what are we going to do next year? I said, we will see. Providence Methodist Church has created a video called Blessing, which will be followed by our last item of the night. Enjoy.
The Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you.
The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. The Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you.
The Lord turn his face toward you
and give you peace. His favor be upon you and 1,000 generations, and your family, and your children, and their children, and their children. His presence go before you, and behind you, and beside you, all around you, and within you. He's with you, he's with you.
in the morning, in the evening, in your coming and your going, in your weeping and rejoicing. He is for you, He is for you. In the morning, in the evening, in your coming and your going, in your weeping and rejoicing. He's for you, he's for you.
And so, my dear friends, Miss Tanya Lou here want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming with me down memory lane. Nice memory lane with sweet Jamaica. And as our mother of Jamaican culture, Miss Lou, would say, when she always in our program there, she would say, walk good. Yes, is our Jamaican patois. That means good fortune. Wishing you good fortune, a good trip, and many blessings. And so Miss Tanya Lou here today, wishing you many blessings and what good, me love. So sing with me now. Walk good follow you if you just walk good. Walk good every day, good dopey will walk with you. Walk good every day, good dopey will walk with you. Walk good every day, walk good on your way. Walk good follow you if you just walk good. Walk good every day, good dopey will walk with you. Walk good every day, good dopey will walk with you. Walk good every day, walk good on your way. Walk good follow you if you just walk good. Walk good, me love. Blessings.